Hi, today I want to talk about being wrong and why it's totally fine to be wrong. We can think of an analogy of people kind of building a house being a metaphor for understanding of the world, and everyone is building their own houses, their own understanding of the world, depending on what kind of bricks they are given and what kind of recipe or blueprint they are given for the house. Everyone is building their house. And now, when you have this house almost built, or when you think that your house is totally complete and final, and someone comes at you with a totally new piece of information, a new piece of information that doesn't fit with any part of your house, then you have two options. Well, probably more, but two generalized options. One would be that you are like, no, my house is right here, my house is perfect, there is nothing wrong with my house. This new piece that you're trying to sell to me, this is not true, because my house is here, I can see it fine, it is perfectly built, nothing wrong with my house, totally fine, stay away from my house, my house is built the right way, my house is the best house, people believe this kind of stuff. Or the other option that you can do is you examine this new piece closely from many different angles and you think about, is this really true? If this really is true, do you have any other pieces that fit together with this new piece? And after you collect a few of these pieces and you have something new going on, some more kind of pressing into some new realm of understanding about the world, then you have this stuff here, but still your old house. And you're like, yeah, like these pieces here are way more legit than the pieces that my old house is made of. I have to demolish this house, and build a better house with the new pieces that I have. And we can definitely do that, and people do that. And when we're in the beginning of our journey of knowledge and learning more about the world, this is what we do. And then we, build a new world. If we're honest, some people, build the house only once. Some people rebuild it like 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. But after a while, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of work and effort and materials and brain power to build a house. So it's kind of dumb, right? To keep building and demolishing and rebuilding your house over and over again. It seems kind of stupid. And that's because it is kind of stupid. It is way better than just being with your small little hut that you built and being like, this is the perfect ultimate house. No house could ever be better than this. It's way better to be like, my house is fucked up, demolish it, build a new, better one. So that is way better. But what we need to do, the way kind of thinking that we need to have is, instead of building our house from rigid and uncompromisingly solid objects, our house should be more like a fluid. So you have to always be prepared and willing to be wrong, and that is totally fine to be wrong. For me, for example, I want to be wrong, not like deliberately, but like I expect it. What I care about is the truth. I'm not, searching to validate my own opinions or what I want the world to be. I genuinely want to know what the actual truth is. And I don't care what the truth is, I just want to know what the truth is. And so I've gotten really used to being wrong. That happened a lot as I was beginning to learn more about the world and reading books and whatever. But eventually, in a funny enough way, if you allow yourself to be wrong, then eventually you begin to be less wrong. And, if you follow along with what I've been saying here, then this is pretty clear why it happens. You allow yourself to be more wrong, and then you grow and have a better picture of the world. And then in the future, you are less wrong. You begin to be less wrong. So the more wrong you are, the less wrong you are in the future. The more times you are wrong and willing to be wrong, and this is just a totally natural, normal part of life. If you are a human being who is interested in learning about the world, then being wrong is totally normal part of it. And let me tell you, no wise, smart person will ever judge you for being wrong. Someone might look at you weird if you start defending some kind of worldview just because you want it to be true. But when you say, oh, okay, like I didn't know that, and you make sure of the new facts that you got and whatever. And if you are convinced that this new piece of information is correct and true, then you just accept it. And you, at least for me, it always feels good if I get a new piece of information and if I can verify, at least to my own personal satisfaction, that this is true or more true than the previous version of truth I held. I don't know if we as human beings ever can get to the ultimate truth. This is getting into interesting topics that we could go into and will go into someday. But, could we ever know the true reality? Well, we can know whatever we are living in now. So at least the playground where we are in right now, we can know about this place. You know, our own minds and the outside world, we can know about this. It's funny, you know, maybe all the laws of physics are totally random and arbitrary, and in fact there is a multiverse with infinite amount of different worlds, and each one of them having infinitely many variations of the laws of physics, you know, totally different stuff. So, you know, us thinking that gravity having this value, or the speed of light, speed of causality, you know, thinking that that is significant, you know, that is just could be absolutely random. But as long as we are living in this world, it is useful to know these things. And I am impressed at how much we as human beings can understand. I think the average person truly underestimates just how much we know about the world. There is a great deal that we know, and that there is out there to know about the world. So, you know, it is incredible, and there is way more to it than people tend to think. We truly have learned a lot and figured out a lot of stuff, and whoever said that we are a way for the universe to understand itself. Anyway, long story short, there's nothing at all wrong with being wrong. It's just a simple part of life. What we should care about is what the actual truth is, not wanting to be right, because if you care about what the actual truth is, then you actually will be right. Then you will be right more than you would be wrong. So if you want to be less wrong, then you should care about the truth, not about being right. So I hope this was something interesting to think about. You know, to some of you, this is clearly quite obvious. But for me, I enjoy these kind of thought exercises of just, you know, sort of thinking out loud about these concepts and ideas, and thinking about them out loud sometimes helps me to also sort of process these ideas better, and if they help you in any way, that is amazing as well, and I'm glad if that happens with any of my videos. So thank you so much for watching. I wish all the best to you, and take care.